in the middle. We encourage networking. However, it can get noisy when the speakers are speaking. So if you feel the need to talk, normally the room next door would be available, but they have a meeting in there until 7:30. So feel free to go out in the lobby, but just please be courteous to our presenters. So another new change, we have the name tags, but we've added the feature where you could add your area of real estate that you're interested in. So when you're networking, you can identify with people that have the same interests as you. Last time we kind of did the raise your hand thing, and we got a lot of people that really like that. So now we've added it on your name tag. So if you didn't already get a chance to do that, you can update your profile with your area of real estate that you're interested in. I hate the fact that I have to say this, but this is not the place if you're pitching MLMs. They have their place, but we want this place to be just open and not sales pitchy. So just keep that in mind if you're part of one of those organizations. Real Estate Roundtable. Someone want to read this for a Starbucks card?
Real Estate Roundtable is a community Here you go. Of like-minded real estate investors who meet on a regular basis to educate, motivate, and inspire each other to achieve financial freedom through real estate investment. We share stories, challenges, and tips about real estate investing. Instead of traditional networking, this group is about really getting to know, like, and trust each other to foster lasting real estate investing partnerships. We crowdsource real estate knowledge, evaluate real deals, and learn real estate investing strategies from each other. It's a place to meet new folks, cultivate new business relationships, and find partners to do real estate deals.
All righty. That was an interesting rendition of our intro. All righty. Okay, so those of you who are familiar with this group, one of the most important aspects is we want this to be an area where you can foster relationships. So since its inception, we used to do an introduction round where everybody in the room got to speak and introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about them. That's something personal. As you can see, this group is grown quite large now, so we found that that's going to be much more challenging. So we're going to attempt something new tonight. So we have what's called the catch box. It's actually a throwable microphone. So what we're going to do is, these are the questions that we typically ask in the introduction round, but what we're going to do is limit it to 10 people, and we're just going to throw the box around randomly, and if you catch it, you get to introduce yourself. So with that being said,
my name's Shadia, and I've been in Sacramento pretty much all of my life. I'm just in the learning phase of investing. I haven't done a deal yet. I'm interested mostly in doing flips, and so just trying to network and meet people and get some more knowledge. Thank you. I don't want to... Should I toss it? Okay.
Okay, good evening. My name is Michael Wall. I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. My interest is multifamily. Something about you that most people don't know. Let's see, I don't know. Well, many moons ago, I had a real estate business. I mean, not a real estate business, but a photography business.
Hello, I'm
Hi.
Taylor Mills. I am a third year over at San Jose State University. Don't know if any of you guys are Spartans. I work for my family's multifamily and single-family real estate company, and something people don't know. I will be studying abroad in Australia next semester, so yeah.
Okay, my name is Lalo. I live in Auburn. I have single-family units, only 2, and I want to move into multifamily. I'm in sales. I own a company that does sales in Canada, but I'm trying to invest here in the U.S. I'm from Argentina. That's something that you probably didn't know about me.
Hi, I'm Christy. I'm a realtor investor. I have buy and hold. I do flips. I've been trying wholesaling, and I want to do more wholesaling and trying to find flippers. So come talk to me afterwards. And something you don't know about me, I love to play pickleball.
You. You sure? Yeah. Hi, I'm Scott Wolf. I'm from Chico. I'm a real estate broker and investor. Interested in flipping, wholesaling. Most people don't know that I used to be on a TV show in China.
Hi, my name is Robert Shelton. Been in the business about 10 years now. Buy, sell, fix, flip, have a few rentals, do a little bit of wholesaling. Really like the fix and flip, that's where the money is. And something you don't know about me is my first time here.
Hi, my name is Nick Sandoval, aerospace engineer. What area of real estate investing are you? I own a few rental properties in the area, looking to scale up. So multifamily would be my area of interest. Something most people don't know about me. I just completed my first Ironman.
My name is Vlad, and my day-to-day, I work in healthcare. I'm an X-ray tech. Just interested in real estate. I just recently bought a duplex, but want to learn more about it. Network. Just interested in buy and hold. And first time here.
Cool. We got a live one here. Everybody hold your hands up. Hold your hands up. Ready?
Hello, my name's Steve Williams. Contractor, investor, and something that you don't know about me is my daughter from Hollister is moving here. She's a realtor, and my other daughter lives in Rancho. She's an interior designer. So I'm going to start up a family company now, so I'm really happy about that.
All righty, here's number 10.
More?
Go, Lionel.
Hey guys, my name is Lionel. I'm also a local realtor here in Sacramento. Areas of interest, I'm interested in single family, buy and hold, in-state, out-of-state, and fix and flips as well. And recently been helping people find some money, so yeah, so come talk to me.
Alrighty. So that was our attempt at how to deal with the big crowd, so we'll just take a sampling. But here's the thing, for all you new people who think you got to get out of the introduction round, if you didn't have a chance to speak and you're new here, please raise your hand and we'll give you the opportunity. You're not new. You've presented here more than anybody else. No, Laurel has, I think, actually. All righty. New folks that would like to introduce themselves? Well, here, I'll just hand you a mic. No, too late. Your hand up.
Hi, I'm Marina, and my day-to-day is real estate. I've been in real estate for 13 years, and I'm interested in fix and flip, becoming an investor. And something that people don't know about me is I'm from Nebraska.
All righty. Any other new people like to introduce yourself?
My name is Raman Gill. I'm a real estate amateur, and my niece is a listing director with SFJ in Beverly Hills, Sally Forster Jones. They do a lot of high-end real estate, so All right, thank you.
I'm Daniel LaShear. My day-to-day is I'm in construction. I build hospitals right now. I have owned some property before, but it's been a while, and I'm looking to get back into it, and I'm from Kansas.
Alrighty, who's else? Who else is new? There we go. We got some new folks over here.
My name is Christian. I work in healthcare. I already own a house. I probably have 65,000 left. So I'm, think about taking some money or to buy other properties. So people that don't know about me, I am from Peru and I like this country.
Awesome. Welcome.
I'm Gordon Cuff. In the day, I'm a real estate agent. I'm not too proud of that, but have to do something. The investing I love is wholesaling out of the state and locally also, and something I don't know. We're trying to get my son a college scholarship for baseball. And either that or I'm going to flip some more houses to pay for it.
Alrighty, we got.
Hey guys, I'm Dan Bahari. I'm new here. I've been in the business for about 3 or 4 years, but I wholesale, fix and flip. I've got a deal right now if you guys are interested too. I've got 3 houses on 1 lot in Citrus Heights. If you want, you can come find me. I'll give you my business card. But also something you don't know about me is I used to own a recording studio here in town. So.
Awesome. Just a quick reminder that there'll be an opportunity to pitch deals later. This is supposed to be about you personally. But we'll let you off the hook since you're new. Any other new folks over here? Do you want to go? You're good? Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nick Sato. I'm a real estate agent and investor. So I've been doing this for about 7 or 8 years now. So most of my properties are single family, duplex, and 4plex. So I have like 30-some tenants myself. So my wife here is here. What am I here telling you why I know? So that's it. I'm still trying to buy more and most of my things, but I buy and hold and rent them out. And that's it. Thank you. Bye.
Awesome. Anybody else? In the back? Oh, there we go.
Hello, my name is Deepika Tandon, and 9 to 5, I have a catering business in Chico, and I would like to learn more about flipping so I can do more buy and hold. And something most people don't know about me is I used to have a clothing business in India.
Mark Collins. I'm not from Chico. I'm from Oroville, close by there. I am a software developer for my day job and interested in buy and hold multifamily. And something most people don't know about me is I am one of 13 children.
Alrighty. I know you're new.
Hi guys, I'm Kyle Marcotte. I go to UC Davis currently. I'm looking for multifamily in the Tri-City area in Tennessee, Knoxville, Nashville, and Chattanooga, and looking to syndicate right now. So.
Awesome. All right, well, there's the introduction round. So one of the ideas of this group is to get to know, like, and trust each other. If you're looking to do partnerships or invest with people, this is a great way to get to know people on more of a personal level. All righty. Also in this group, we have a Bring a Friend challenge. We think that this information is really important. All you are here, I'm assuming, to build wealth and have financial freedom, and we think this information should be passed along. Since this group's beginning, this group's always been free, and we want to make sure this information is available for anybody who wants it. So as part of that, we've created the Bring a Friend cards. So they're available at the check-in counter. If you didn't get them, you can get some to pass along to your friends. We hold these meetings on the 2nd and 4th Mondays of the month. So we'd love to see more of your friends out here. But more importantly than your friends is bring your spouse or partner. It's my experience that if you have the support of your significant other, it's much easier to be in this business. If you're in a relationship where they're not supportive, it can be really challenging. But what's even more important than that is bring your whole team. This was Sierra Bay Development last time. They brought pretty much their whole team. So I think that's great that they do this together. Disclaimer, we have to do this. Information is provided as educational only. So anything you learn here or hear here, make sure you check with your own advisors. So this has become a regular part of our meeting. We have the lovely Jennifer that gives us our Mindset Monday and some tips.
What a wonderful and good-looking group of real estate investors we have tonight, huh? Okay, my name is Jennifer Atherton. Today we're going to be talking about two things. The sponsor spotlight. We're going to be talking about your social media bios, and I have a contract challenge coming up for you. So how many people here utilize their Facebook social media bio? Nice, nice, nice. What about everybody else? What does your bio say?
There you go.
Okay, let's talk about my bio. How's that sound? Let's just talk about me. Okay. So Facebook is a freeway, and your bio is your billboard. So when people are looking at you and kind of getting to know you, you have about 6 seconds to get their attention. So you need a nice, profile picture. Let's see here. Oops. And your name, and just say, we buy houses. Something really simple. I'm looking for civilian language here. I'm not looking for investor language, something that people can really understand. If you are fix and flip, if you're a loan, just say, hey, we do loans. Just really something basic for you, okay? And this is something that everyone can do on their Facebook page. I've stalked all of you on Facebook, and I know only a couple of you use your bios. So today, if you need help, let me know. And your bio is a great way to tell people exactly what you do. I have a contract challenge for the people that have never done a deal and yet want to and have come to a lot of the meetings, myself included. I've never done a deal. I have a contract challenge for you. So the challenge is write out a contract every day for the next 14 days till the next meeting. So you're going to look at a deal, you're going to run the numbers, and you're going to write a contract. You're not going to submit it. You're just going to get used to writing contracts and feeling really comfortable with this. This is going to help you with your first deal, so you will be comfortable writing deals and maybe even writing a deal a day. That would be a great 2019. So my name is Jen. My email is Jen in Sacktown. If you guys need help with your bios or help with contracts, shoot me an email. And my biggest question for you guys today is, how can I help you do more deals? Please let me know. Thank you so much for your time.
I guess Alrighty. So the other format change we're going to do is we're going to have our sponsor spotlight now. So give you an opportunity to learn more about our sponsors. First of all, I'd like to thank the Fulton 80 Tap House and Dwight Chambers, who owns this place. This location has been fantastic for us. So I think he's in a meeting right now, but let's give a big cheer for Dwight. So as part of that, we found that you couldn't check in this place or use it on any of your mapping tools. So we went ahead and created a Facebook place page for Dwight. So if you wouldn't mind checking in there and share the love so people can find this place easier next time. Also, I want to thank all our volunteers. This group is 100% volunteer run. Jen is our hostess. She has been great. She does a lot with the social media marketing, and she's always a great hostess here. In the back, checking in, we've got Shane and Vanessa. Vanessa is doing it for the first time tonight, and I think she did a fantastic job. Woohoo! We got people that came early and helped set up. But most importantly, I want to give a shout out to Colton, who's our new audio visual guy. He's been doing a great job making it sound and look good. So we couldn't do all this. Also, our hostesses are all identified with the sticker, so if you want to know who our hostesses are. Also, our sponsor is Matt, the mortgage guy. Matt's not here tonight, so I just wanted to give a quick shout out to him. We appreciate his support. He does mostly conventional lending, but he's a great resource. He can point you in the right direction. If he doesn't have the product you need, he can hook you up with the people that can. Our next sponsor, I think I saw Randy. There he is. Stand up. Did you want to come say a few words? You're good? Okay, well, Randy's here. He was our speaker last time, so I think most of you know a lot about him. He's a flipper and a real estate agent, great guy. Make sure you get a chance to talk to Randy. Once again, we appreciate your support here at the Real Estate Roundtable. And next up, we have Shane with Sierra Bay Real Estate and Development. Go, Shane. Go, Shane. Oh, not you, Shane. Shane.
Yeah. Hope I don't get feedback this time. Hey, everybody. I'm Shane Kiefauer with Sierra Bay Real Estate and Development. Instead of talking about our own company, Instead of talking about our own company each and every time and being repetitive, we figured we'd do a short little educational snippet. And I'm going to talk about ARV. It's something that we all know of, we're all aware of, we all have a concept of, but for some reason I keep getting asked this. People in my company keep getting asked this. So I thought I'd cover it super duper quickly. Randy covered it really well last week, or the last meeting. So in case you missed it, hopefully I cover something that you were not aware of. So when finding comps, if you're a realtor, it's really awesome to use the MLS. If you don't know how to do that, I suggest learning very, very quickly. There's a CMA tool, comparative market analysis tool in there that's amazing. Puts it in like a little report form and it's pretty cool. If you're not a realtor, become friends with one because the MLS is top-notch data. It is mandatory for agents to update that whenever a home is sold. You can also use Property Radar. That costs some money. But one issue I'm finding with Property Radar is there's a box that'll show you the comparables that it has, and you got to make sure that it's actually within the confines that's actually a comparable. I found properties that were, subject property was 1,500 square feet, but Property Radar gave me 2,300 square foot home. That's not a comparable, so it skewed the entire number analysis average thing that it does. You could use Zillow, but it's not mandatory for agents to actually update the information to Zillow once a property is sold, so you may not be capturing all the data. Now there's something called the 10% rule. You gotta look for homes that were within 10% of the square footage. Sorry, I keep moving. I know, I move. Homes that are within 10% of the square footage of the property, the subject property. Neighborhood and location. This is extremely, extremely important. So you might have heard of looking at properties within a quarter mile or a half a mile, but that could be bad. The current flip I have right now, if you went half a mile, there we go. If you went half a mile, your property would cross Watt Avenue and home values for the same size would drop by at least 50%. So if you're going just off the radius, you could be way, way off. So you got to look at the specific neighborhood, the specific location. At that same property, it's in Arden Park, if you know where that is. It's Watt Avenue, Fair Oaks, Arden, and Eastern, that little triangle thing. So there is a comp that is on Watt Avenue, but you can't use that. It's on a very major street. The property value is going to be a lot less than more inland. So you got to pay attention to where your house is compared to the comps. Similar quality. If you're going to fix yours up to the dimes, put marble, do everything top notch, you got to look for comps that are top notch. You can't do kind of okay homes that have subpar granite that look terrible. That's not a good comp. Even if it's brand new, you got to look at the high quality stuff if you do high quality. And you got to take the current market conditions into account. This is tricky for newer people because you may not be used to the annual trends in the market or the longer trends in the market, because right now we're slowing down a little bit. So a home that sold in July probably isn't going to be the same value this July. So you got to look at the market and try not to go any farther than 3 months when you're looking at your comp history. And if you have any questions, contact me. Lionel is also really good at running comps. Any agent should be really good. If you're not, then talk with an agent that is, because they can help you run the CMA analysis. And next slide, please. Oh, thank you. Sierra Bay's next apprentice meeting is the 12th, and Mr. Collin himself is going to be speaking about subject twos, and it should be really, really awesome. So we look forward to it, and thank you guys so much.
Alrighty. In addition to our regular sponsors, we also have Friends of the Real Estate Roundtable, which are individuals that just help support us that don't really need the marketing opportunities, but want to make sure we keep this group going and free for attendees. Okay, real quick, we're about to take a break, but I just wanted to have a quick show of hands of these groups. So we'll have a 15-minute break. So if you want to network, you can search out these people that are in the same area that you're interested in. So who are our wholesalers in here? Woohoo! All right, how about flippers? A lot of flippers still. Buy and holds? Multifamily? Who's our multifamily guys? Good job. Commercial? Anybody doing commercial right now? Oh, we got one. Brave. Who's our private lenders? RE. And notes? Anybody doing notes? I put this one in there for Guido because he says I always leave the note people out. Alrighty. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick 15-minute break and get us set up with the main speaker. Once again, make sure you, if you need to get your drink refilled or use the restroom, take this opportunity. We'll be back in 15 minutes. New people, got some drinks, hit the restroom. Yeah, I love it. All right, if you folks can find your way back to your seat. That's the only thing I'm worried about. All righty. Okay, those of you in the back. All right, so we're super excited for our main speaker tonight, Don Costa, high volume flipper. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Don, and he can tell you about the rest about himself.
All right, perfect. First off, I just want to thank you all for being here this evening. It's very humbling that you're giving me your time to listen to what I got to say. So thank you very much for being here. This is my why, my children, Nathan, Landon, and Hadley. Hadley is our youngest. The boys are 13 and 14, and she's 4. I was done after the 2, didn't want another one. Ended up with her, and it changed my whole world. Best thing that ever happened to me. So this is the reason why I do what I do. So I want to make sure you get what you need from this. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You are welcome to raise your hand while I'm talking. I am AED, so I may finish my thought before I pick you to talk, but I will answer your questions. If you want to save them for the end, I will try to get through this enough time to have kind of like 15 minutes of just kind of open question and answers. So I am an open book. Whatever you want to ask, I'm willing to answer. All right. How many of you feel or have felt that the deck was stacked against you in your life? How many of you ever felt like it was just the cards were against you, didn't have opportunity, didn't have money, lost everything, got kicked in the butt, whatever? Okay. In 2003, I got started in real estate investing. I started door knocking. I got in my car for about 4 or 5 hours a day, and I went and knocked on doors. And I got really, really good at it. And my pitch was always, hi, my name's Don. I'm here to talk to you about your mortgage. I have noticed you've had an issue. Is there anything I can do to help? And I got really good at buying houses that way. In 2003, 2004, 2005, we all know what was going on, right? The market was shooting up. You could throw a rock at a house and make money, but I thought it was because I was smart. And I made a lot of money, and it went to my head, and I started doing all kinds of crazy things with business. And is that static coming back? Yeah, okay. There we go. I started doing all kinds of crazy things in business, and you know what happened in 2008, so we'll get into that in just a second. In 2010, I was struggling to find a path. So in 2008, I basically lost everything. The market crashed. It was like a gravitron. It sucked all the money out of me, sucked all the life out of me. I was pinned against the wall. I couldn't do anything. I lost everything. When the dust settled, I was broke. So basically, in 2008, 9, and 10, I had invested in a restaurant business along with a property management company, a real estate company, a mortgage company. I was doing everything but my core competency. What I was really good at was identifying a deal, putting the money together, and making it work. But because I was making so much money and it was coming in so fast that I thought I could do just about anything, and I started opening all these businesses. So when the market crashed, it was like holes in a ship, and just all the water poured, was pouring out. There was nothing or pouring in. There was nothing I could do to hold it together, if that makes sense. So I lost everything. And when I say broke, I don't mean broke like I want a Lamborghini, but I can only afford, a Dodge, right? I mean like broke going to the gas station and buying gallons of gas quarters at a time, right? I mean going to the grocery store with a calculator and having to calculate everything that I buy. I was standing in the grocery store line one time, and I had miscalculated, and I was putting things back, and the lady behind me ended up paying for my food, my groceries. So I was that broke. And it was a really hard time in my life. And I always share this story. It's an important story to me. How many of you like Taco Bell? Okay? Taco Bell gives me PTSD, and I'm going to tell you why. So I had a Saturday morning where I was sitting there. It had been hard. I hadn't been able to do much with my family. I looked at my credit card, and it was the last credit card I had, and it said I had $90. Apparently there's a difference between available balance and actual balance type of thing, right? So, but I thought I had $90, and so I collected my family, and I'm like, let's go get lunch. Let's go to a movie. Let's go do something. So I collect my family. We go to Taco Bell. We walk in. Place is packed. I get the order from my family. They go sit down. And I hand the card to the kid at the counter, and he runs it, and it's declined. And I'm standing there, I'm like, no, I got $90 on this card, run it again, and it's declined. So I look over to my wife, and I'm like, hey, do you have any money? And she's like, I don't got any money. So I told the kid basically cancel the order. He's like, what, you can't pay for it? And I mean, it was just, the guy did not have any kind of tact whatsoever. But I'm an entrepreneur, right? We're all entrepreneurs. I have a thick skin. I can handle it. I can handle this. It's not that big of a deal. Collect my family up, walking out, going to the car. My oldest son, Nathan, who I showed you the picture, tugs on my hand, and he's just like, Dad, why didn't the mean guy give us our food? And that was a defining moment for me in my life. Okay, that was, talk about getting kicked in the pants, right? When I realized that it impacted my family. And it impacted them in ways that, just imagine as a parent, right? So, and I had many moments like that. It wasn't like I had an epiphany in that moment and changed it. I had a situation where Landon, my youngest son, he wanted a motorcycle so bad for Christmas, and I could not afford to buy the thing. So my wife and I, we scrounged what we could together to give them as many presents as we could on the cheap, right? But I couldn't give him the motorcycle. I thought, he's 4, he's never going to notice. Christmas morning, my son, the first thing he says to me when he wakes up is, Santa brought my motorcycle. My heart goes to my feet in that moment. And he comes out, and every present, the next one's going to be my motorcycle, the next one's going to be my motorcycle. Those moments in my life, they'll always haunt me. That moment will haunt me on my deathbed. It'll be my biggest moment of regret as a father, letting my family down. And so for those of you who feel like you have the deck stacked against you, for those of you who feel like it's hard to get started, if you've never done your deal where you're trying to grow your company, I've been there. I just want to get that out there that I've been there. I've been in that moment. I made a lot of money and then I lost everything, and I thought real estate destroyed me and took me down. I thought real estate was the reason why I failed. Okay? I was the reason why I failed, right? But I thought it was real estate, and I was scared. And if you remember 2008, 9, 10, 11, couldn't get a job. I was desperate. I was hustling. I was doing all these things just to try to hold life together. I was in survival mode, focusing on the stone in front of me, the problems in front of me, instead of the opportunities ahead, right? And I know everybody in this room probably relates at some point or the other. So before I get into where I'm at now, I just want you to understand where I came from. Okay? The hard moments that I went through. And the reasons why I know that no matter what your situation is, I know you can get wherever you want to be in this. Today, I have a business the company that consistently profits over 6 figures a month. We basically take this and turn it into this. We're rehabbers. I've been a rehabber pretty much the entire time I've been in this business. I have 2 top-rated podcasts now, Flip Talk and Flip Talk Rookie Playbook, where we share openly all the information that I can possibly put out there because I love giving back. And today I'm going to talk about all the things that I do in my business, or actually the things I don't do in my business make me successful. So what has made me successful is defined by the things that I don't do in my business. And I'm going to talk about the philosophy behind those things, why I don't do those things in my business, why I feel it's important that I don't do those things in my business. So I'm going to cover pretty much everything from marketing to working with contractors to private money. I've gotten a lot of questions here tonight as I was talking to people, so I'm going to try to make sure I hit kind of all those questions. Yeah. Completely, my team and my business organization. Yeah. You want me to repeat the questions when they're asked? Okay. So the question basically was, is it my team that doesn't do these things as a whole, or is it just me personally? And it's the way I operate my business. It's the philosophy behind the business. And I'll share what it is we don't do, the systems that are in place, basically, and then I'll give some examples. So, marketing. When we market, I don't look at it as a cost, okay? When you make an investment into the stock market, you look at it as an investment, not a cost, right? So when we market, we look at it as an investment. It's very important that that's a different mindset. Your business, when it comes to hiring and payroll and everything you do in your business, needs to be an investment. You need to understand there's a dollar for dollar return from what you do when you operate. And I think a lot of people, when they're brand new in this business, whether it's time in networking, or it's money in marketing, or even making that first hire, they're looking at it as a cost. And you got to look at it as an investment. When you're flipping a house, when you're rehabbing a house, is that a cost or an investment? It's an investment, right? So everything that you do in your business should be an investment. We don't lock ourselves in our office. I built my business on networking. Speaking at events like this is a networking tool for me. It's an opportunity for me to meet people. It's an opportunity to get to know people in the community, to either get information or get opportunities to do deals. When I first started, like I said, literally, I was hustling to keep my water from getting turned off. I was hustling to get my utilities from getting turned off. So I did not have the money to market. I did not have the money to send postcards. I got on Craigslist, and I did what I call trolling Craigslist. And I called everybody on there that had a We Buy Houses anything. Hi, my name is Don. Are you a wholesaler, are you a cash buyer? And I introduced myself. Some of those people I still do business with today. I networked with real estate agents. I go to open houses and talk to real estate agents and introduce myself. A couple of those agents actually work for me in my office today. So my business is built on networking, and it's something we still employ. A lot of people think that they need to lock themselves in their home or in their business and just do all the shiny object stuff. And really, this is a people business. Getting yourself out there and introducing yourself to people is very, very important. Getting to know people, letting people know what you do. I found private money lenders in my market just by telling somebody that I flip houses and then handing them my card, and they pawned my card off to somebody else who's interested in working with me. We don't send them the voicemail. So when we market when we send postcards out, when we do any kind of marketing, if it's PPC or Facebook or anything we do, we don't send it to voicemail. A lot of people in this business, they want to make it really, really easy for them because they're scared to answer the phone or because they have a job, and I get that, right? But the second you can get to a point where you can provide the customer with a quality experience, you have somebody who is caring about your company answer the phone. the better off you're going to be. One of our competitive edges in our market is our customer experience. When they call our organization, our phone calls are answered live by somebody who understands our business. So from that first phone call, the rapport is already being built. The expectation, the advanced agreements, all that's already being built. And a lot of my competitors in my market send everything to voicemails. So that becomes a very huge competitive edge for us. The other thing is if we're in a situation where they're desperate and we answer the phone, the chances of them calling anybody else diminishes significantly. We don't guess. So, key performance indicators, KPIs, if you know your numbers, it becomes a no-brainer. We don't guess on anything we do. And I'm going to break down direct mail for you just to kind of give you an understanding of what I mean by this. How many understand what KPIs are? Okay, how many don't? Okay. So KPIs are basically when you're tracking your business. For those who don't know, it's when you're tracking your business. It's the indicators of what's successful and what's not. So this was taken from October. And in October, I had sent out 877,000 postcards and spent $284,000 through October. Now, year to date, I sent out just under 1.2 million postcards, just to give you kind of a reference. But this is where I was at in October. So $284,000. How many of you are scared by that? How many of you scared by sending out, $10,000 a month in postcards? Okay? And I understand why that's scary. We're going to get into how it becomes not scary here in a second. So you start to break it down by the month. So $284,000. In September, I sent out $39,000 in postcards. So that big number becomes smaller when you're tracking it. And then you start looking at the list. Now, we track every single list individually. So you start seeing in each list, you got $4,000, $4,000, one for $3,500 over there. Let me see here. $3,500 there. The $5,000 mailing there. So you start breaking the numbers up smaller, by the month. It's not like I sent it all out in 1 month. That becomes less and less scary, right? And then you start seeing the contracts come in. So now you're starting to see the results. That becomes even less scary. See how knowing your numbers, knowing your numbers becomes kind of comforting, right? You're seeing all the contracts. Again, this is October, which you see 10-5, 10-5, 10-11, 10-3, 10-11, 10-15, 10-15, 10-17. You start seeing the contracts come in. And these split tests right here correlate to the drops that I did. So when you get past that point, you can click on the notes, and you can see it came from my green 611 Dodo postcard, and the rep was Ruben, and the lead manager was Frank. So now I can see what's performing. So knowing our numbers, not taking anything for granted, not guessing, really starts to make this a situation where you can almost drive the ship, right? I can reverse engineer this. If I want to do more deals, I just look at exactly what's producing, and I start doing more of that. What's really neat, though, is when you get your reports, and you see basically up here, the first week, we closed 105,000, and this next week, we're projected to bring in 150,000. So you spend $284,000 year to date, but in 2 weeks, you got basically $250,000 coming in, right? You start seeing that kind of repetitively, and it makes that money a really easy number. So knowing your numbers, knowing what you're doing, if you want to make $100,000 that year, if you want to make $1 million that year, if you want to make $500,000 that year, and you're tracking your numbers, you're figuring out what your cost per deal is, you can start reverse engineering what you want to make and how to market to get there. Do I need to spend $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month in marketing to get there? You know those numbers, you can reverse engineer that and see that, and then it's not as daunting. The number's still a big number, don't get me wrong. When I looked at I've spent $50,000 that month on marketing, which is about where I'm at right now, I'm just at 60 now for this year, is going to be kind of the pace I'm going. Even for me, for somebody who's buying gas from quarters, it's scary. But when I look at the results, when I can see where things are coming from, it becomes really, really, really easy to do. So using the big numbers, I just want you to take in that understanding the numbers, understanding the process, understanding the results helps you make this business a non-guessing game, if that makes sense. Does anybody have any questions about that? Go ahead. A month. Yeah, we're pacing $60,000 a month this year for postcards. That's $60,000, by the way. Yeah. Mailers. Mm-hmm. Not in Sacramento. I go from Modesto down to Baker. Just so everybody knows, I go down from Modesto down to Bakersfield. I'm in Orange County. I'm in 6 cities in the Bay Area, and I'm in Las Vegas now. So, Vegas. Okay. So when we buy properties to rehab, we don't square peg roll anything. Square peg round hole anything. Like the gentleman was saying earlier with the comps. The comps are the comps of the comps. You know, you got to compare apples to apples. If you have a house on a busy street that you're comping against a house inside the neighborhood, it's not apples to apples. It's not going to work. You're not going to get as good of a result trying to sell a house on a busy street as you are inside the neighborhood. If you're comping a house that's in a nice area against a house, even if it's just like a quarter mile away or a couple blocks away that has a 7-Eleven next to it, you know, that is not an identical comp. So you got to take into account, you know, what's going on with the properties, the condition of the properties, you know, what's next to them. Are they on busy streets? You know, are they next to a neighborhood that was built, you know, 20 years newer than where they're at? You know, we were comping a property just recently in Modesto where it was in a track, and then everything that we were comping against were customs. And we weren't familiar with that particular neighborhood, so thank goodness we took a double look because we almost overpaid for a property. So it's important to not square peg round hole anything. And then the other thing is don't try to guess, don't try to bet, especially in the market that's going on right now. You don't want to speculate. So you don't want to think, well, if I get in it and I rehab it and I just spend a little bit more than the other guy spent, maybe I'll get $5,000 more. And if I wait just a few more months, and maybe I'll get another $5,000 more. You don't want to do that. Whenever we comp our properties, we always look backwards, always. And depending, you know, usually 6 months back, but right now in the current market, we're looking about 3 months back. We're not getting too crazy. We're very conservative. So that's one of the things that's allowed us to be very successful. Since 2012, I've only lost money on one property. I lost $6,000 on one we just did recently. And that was our fault. We weren't careful when we were looking at the property and it had asbestos in it. We didn't realize it, and my project manager knows better now. So, but we have that track record of not losing money because we're very careful and very specific on what we do. We don't try to make anything work. We don't buy if it has 2 strikes, so I have a 2-strike rule. If it's on a busy street, that's 1 strike. If it has no garage, that's 1 strike. So if it's on a busy street with no garage, I don't buy the house unless somebody gives it to me for a number that's so insane that I can give it away. Otherwise, you will hold the property. I learned this one because I had 2 identical properties. One was inside a neighborhood with no garage, and one was on a busy street with no garage, and they were almost literally back-to-back neighbors. It was like 2 houses down. This one sold right out of the gate, no problem. This one over here sat, and I was lucky to make money on it. So I started paying attention to that. High end is a strike. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. High end is a strike. Funky layout that you can't correct is a strike. You know, you start looking at things that limit your buyer pool. So something that would limit a buyer pool is considered a strike. If there's more than 2 things on that property that would limit your buyer pool, it's something you should walk away from unless you get such a good deal on it. You can give such a good discount when you sell it and still make money. So you try to look at something that has 2 strikes against it against something that has maybe 1 strike against it, and that one with the 1 strike or no strikes is going to sell for what you want to sell for all day long. The one with 2, I guarantee you're not going to hit the same numbers. So very important. It's something I live by. Like a high-end home on a busy street, we're not doing it. You know, so I live by it, and it's something that's really saved us a lot of money and given us a lot of opportunity to be successful. We don't let anybody outside our organization control our process. We control everything. And I'll probably get a little more into that in this talk, but I mean, from the listing agreement to the pictures that are taken on the property, our photographer takes the pictures of our properties. We control every aspect of our transaction. Even when we're buying it, we control it. When we're selling it, we control it. And then we've learned that we have to be that way in order for us to be able to move at the speed we want to move. So the faster you put a team in place and set your expectations, the better off you're going to be. You know, we interviewed a number of title companies before we picked the one that was going to be willing to have 2 meetings a week with my transaction coordinator. Every Monday and Thursday they talk. We have 40-something escrows ongoing, you know, active escrows at any given time right now. So they need to talk twice a week to make sure that everything's moving the way it's supposed to. Like I said, we control the pictures, we control the listing language, we control everything with our projects, and that's part of our systems that keep us successful. When it's time to fund our deals, this is my favorite part. I don't use hard money at all. So, and if anybody in here is a hard money lender, forgive me. I just don't use hard money at all, and it's the down payment part of it that really keeps me away from it. I'll get more into that in just a second. We don't use our own money. I treat my own money like kryptonite. I will not use my own money in a deal. And the reason why I won't use my own money in a deal is because it's too easy to run out of money when you're using your own money in deals. It's too easy to get too close to that edge when you're using your own money in your deals. So I refuse to do it. And we will fund deals, but we will also turn around and refinance right away and pull our money out. I want to make decisions in my business from a position of power and not a position of weakness. And if you have all your money in a deal and it's not moving the way you expect it to, or doesn't sell on time, and you got a mortgage to pay, what happens to your mind? Right? Yeah, stress. You start making decisions from a position of weakness. You start, just give me whatever you give me, and I'm going to take it because I got bills to pay. Oh, I got to write a check for $1,000 to get out of this. At least I get my money back. You start thinking like that. And so many of us in this business get ourselves into that mindset, and that's not a successful place to be. I want to make sure my head's right. I want to make sure I'm making a decision from a position of power. I always want to be properly capitalized in my organization. I keep plenty of money in my company so that my bills are paid and I can sleep at night. And that's where I want to stay. So very important for me that I don't use any of my own money in my business. We don't work with lenders who won't lend us 100% on our projects for the same reason. So the way we borrow and why, so basically if you have 2 properties a month, I'm never sure if I explained this properly, properly, so if you have questions about this, yeah. I didn't always have those rules. And what happened was I was putting down payments on properties and I was funding parts of my rehab and waiting to get reimbursed. I kept running out of money. I was growing and I kept running out of money. And it sucks, especially for somebody that went broke. It's really scary. So nope, I never used hard money. Like the first time around, no, I used JV partners. The second time around, I couldn't get hard money because my credit was just trash and I had no money to put down anyway if I wanted to. So I had to go out and find private lenders. So basically, if you have 2 properties a month at $100,000 each, you're buying them, right, at $100,000 each, and you're putting $20,000 down on each. Your payment's $1,000 each property, okay? Follow me here. The first month you were out $40,000 plus the $2,000 in payments. The second month you're out $80,000 plus $6,000 in payments. The third month you're out $120,000 plus $12,000 in payments. The fourth month you're out $160,000 with a total of $20,000 in payments. So you're out $180,000 in 4 months. Who has a faster turn time from check to check than 4 months here in rehabs? Anybody? You good? Yeah. Ours is 100 days. Okay, this is our average for rehabs. Most people run a little longer than that. So in 4 months, you're at $180,000. Think about that. How can you grow? Who's got an extra $180,000 right now just sitting in the bank that they can just throw into properties, right? If you're growing. So okay, you put $180,000 and then you do 4 more. Do you have another $180,000 on top of that? You do 4 more. Do you have another $180,000? I won't talk to you after this. You just became my new best friend. But most people don't, right? And that's the situation that most people are in. So when you're trying to grow a business, you're trying to go to 30 or 50 or 100 flips a year, and you keep capping out, you're not going to be able to grow. You're not going to be able to be successful in this business. So that's why my mindset is the way it is. You know, I don't want my money in projects. I won't do it. If you want to lend to me and you want me to put money down to have skin in the game, I won't borrow from you. Because my skin in the game is my effective ability to run a successful company. And that's more important to me to be a good risk to you than a bad risk to you because all my money is over-leveraged. When working with contractors, we don't do deposits or draws. Now, I know this makes a lot of contractors crazy when I say it out loud. We don't do draws and we don't do deposits. I don't do deposits when I think about the standard workflow on a project. The first thing they do is demo and trash out. Why do you need $10,000 or $15,000 of my money to start demo or trash out? Doesn't make sense to me. So I don't do draws because I don't believe it sets a relationship up for success. I believe draws are misleading. My thought process behind it is I give you $10,000 as a deposit, and then I have a draw in 3 weeks of 10 grand. When I get to the time for that draw in 3 weeks, you better be done with the $10,000 worth of work. Most of the time you work with contractors, some people have worked with contractors that have gotten to that second draw, and they haven't even finished the work for the first draw, but still want that second draw. It happens all the time, right? So we don't do the draws for that reason. What we do is we pay weekly. Our contractors are required, it's a system in our organization, they're required to submit an invoice on Friday and tell us on that invoice what they're going to finish by the following Friday. So I'm forcing them to set a goal. On Monday, my girl comes in and she does all the accounts payable, so she checks all the checks on Monday. So at the end of the day on Monday, I know what all my cash liabilities for the week are. Okay? On Tuesday, Wednesday, we send the report to the investors who we draw from. Some investors we draw from, some give us the money up front. We send the reports out to everybody, and the ones we draw from either wire us the money or bring us a check for the rehab money that we're expending. So now we have the capital in the bank before we ever hand the check out. Cash flow management, right? Okay, so we set a goal. I know where the liabilities are. We got our money in, so we're managing our cash flow. And then on Friday, as long as the contractor's done, he's getting his check. So now we're controlling the timeline of our rehabs. So we have this system in place for sanity. We have this system in place for organization. We have this system in place for cash flow management. We have this system in place for a lot of reasons. But what I found in doing it the way we do it is that our timelines don't get skewed. If we have anything in our timeline that runs a couple of weeks past due, we have one right now. We had 2 major holidays while this project was going on. We may have a rain delay, but they're legitimate reasons. They're not because the contractor didn't show up for 2 or 3 days. They're not because they didn't want to come to work. If they tell us they're going to finish paint, carpet, tile, they're going to put the cabinets in, they're going to do whatever that week. If it's Wednesday, it doesn't look like they're going to finish. They're staying late Wednesday night. They're staying late Thursday to make sure it's done instead of going home early. So that's my thought process behind not doing draws. The only way to control your rehabs if you're a rehabber is to control it by the money carrot. Anybody have any questions about that? Yeah. I do 10%. I pay 10% openly, and I mean, as long as it's there, I'm willing to pay for it. So we're fast. Depends on the lender. Depends on what they ask for. Huh? It depends on what they finish on the job. So it could be 3,000, it could be 20,000, it could be, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is they got to be finished for that week, and we're very big on timelines too. So like a $35,000 rehab should take us roughly 3 to 4 weeks, 5 weeks top, depending on the scope of work. I have a $140,000 rehab that was an 8-week project. That's only 2 weeks past due because of the 2 major holidays. So we're just getting ready to wrap that one up. Yeah. So, but I'm very big on timelines, and the only way I've ever found to control the timelines is control the money. You can't control the money with draws. You just can't. So, we don't pay on demand. Like I said, we want invoices in by Friday. How many of you have dealt with contractors that have finished the job and they're like, I want to get paid today? Right? I found myself running to the office constantly signing checks. It was miserable. It sucked. I felt like I was a whipping boy for all these contractors out there to just get things done when they want it done, right? So we don't pay on demand. We put them into the system. And I'm not going to say it was easy to do that. A lot of them fought us on this. But we framed it in a way that it was a win-win. Hey, if we do this, and you're going to know the money's always there, and we're always going to know what's expected, and blah, blah, blah. So you start framing things in a way to sell them on what you're trying to do in your organization, and once they come along, our contractors love it now. So they always get paid on time. We don't buy materials. That was the question earlier, right? We don't buy materials at all. The reason why is because in my organization, it's a full-time job for somebody just to go pick up materials, plan materials, say yes to the payments, when people call. And the other reason is I found that when I buy materials in my organization, they always seem to cost more. So when I was first starting out in 2003, 2004, 2005 and rehabbing, I was really naive, really nice. I try not to be so nice anymore, but I was really nice. And I would have somebody come up to me, a contractor come up to me and say, hey, 2 weeks and 20 grand is done, right? And 3 or 4 months later, it wouldn't be done. It'd be like $40,000 more. But 2002, 2003, 2004, you could throw a rock at a house and make money. It was no big deal. If it sat longer, I made more money. Well, I was always buying the paint. I was always buying the materials. I was always buying these things. And these guys were running me up and running me up and running me up. And it finally, the catalyst for me was when one of them, I caught him doing something wrong on a job, and he agreed to make it right by painting my house for me for free. All I had to do was buy the materials. Now, imagine how green I am when I tell you this story. So I'm standing there in my living room, and he's like, all right, so living room, 3 5 gallons of paint, right? Kitchen, 2 5 gallons. Hallway, 1 5 gallon. Master bedroom, 2 5 gallons. Anybody know that that's a lot of paint, right? Anybody not know? So I'm going through the house writing this stuff down, and I go to Sherwin-Williams, and I set the order down. The guy's like, how many houses did you paint? So I'm like, what? He's like, well, how big is it? So that was a defining moment for me. And then I realized, even on my first project, getting back into this in 2012, I made a deal with the painter. It always seems to be the painters, but I made a deal with the painter that I'd buy materials and he'd do the labor. And I had to go back and buy paint 3 times. I just got ran around crazy by this painter, and I realized the walls are extra spongy when I'm buying the materials. Right? So for that reason alone is the reason why I want a price for material and labor included on my rehabs. It's important to me to have a price for, if it's a light fixture, the light should be $40 installed, material and labor included, period. I don't care. Now, I know the question is, well, what about airline points? I make plenty of money. What about the Home Depot bid room? I don't care. He goes and gets it for cheaper, good for him. All I know is we know the prices we pay, and we're happy with them, and that's all I care about. And if he buys extra material and takes it to a different job, I don't care. Okay? If he doesn't buy what he needs and has to go back, I don't care. If he buys too much, I don't care. None of that matters to me. So for my sanity and for the fact that I just don't trust individuals anymore in this business to a certain degree, for a lot of reasons, we do not buy materials. And I would encourage any of you that are running around crazy picking up materials for jobs to start trying to implement some kind of system in your organization where you're not doing that either. This? Okay. Is it not picking it up? All right. So, and then we don't let them have free reign. So we check on our jobs. Our project managers check our jobs on a regular basis, not necessarily daily, but they don't let it go more than a couple of days without checking. Part of it is just keeping people honest. We want to make sure that they're showing up on Monday morning. Now, part of that's controlled by the money, but still, we want to make sure they're showing up when they're supposed to show up, and we want to make sure we're catching problems before they become big problems. So, and this is just a little thing I want to share right here that we do. This is taken from a few years back, but we do standard our line item bids. So I don't ever have a contractor come to me and say, hey, 30 grand for the whole job, material and labor, done, don't worry about it. I don't do that. And the reason why is because how many of you ever got to the end of a project and had somebody tell you, well, that wasn't in the bid, right? Or that wasn't in the bid, or that wasn't in the bid. So I want to clear up confusion. I want to know what's in the bid. I want to know what it cost me in the bid, that kind of thing. So we do line item bids, and that way if they come to me and say, hey, there's 12 lights here, and we only counted 10, I can look at the bid and see that they're being honest with me. Versus having this wide open number, and the guy comes to me, I'm not going to trust him. So it's important to me for that reason. And the other thing too is sometimes, they'll try to, they'll agree to give you a price you want over here because they're going to get you over here. And so Now, most of the people we work with now, they're definitely not that way. But when you're first working with somebody, you want to make sure you set things in place where you can trust them, you can build that relationship. Our contractor crews, most of them have worked with us since 2012, 2013, 14, I think is probably the earliest, as far as anybody who's working with us. And the reason why we've had those long-term relationships is we have these systems in place where the trust is on both sides. Any questions about contractors before everyone? Yeah. Contractors. Do we use project managers with subs or do we use contractors? So to answer your question honestly, it's kind of a hybrid. We, like our roofs and HVACs, will be a licensed roofer or licensed HVAC contractor, but then the core of our job is a general contractor. So we do kind of sub some things out because we want to stack trades, we want to make sure the job is moving at all times, but we use a general for the majority of the work. The reason why is because I want my project managers managing the managers and not herding cats. So the contractors we use, we always hire contractors that have 5 or 6 people on their teams. So they have employees that work for them, so they don't generally hire subs themselves. And so they're not beholden to somebody else's schedule. They can bring their crew in and knock something out. And typically they have a couple of guys that are jacks of all trades. Like I have one contractor that has a guy that does phenomenal electrical work, great tile work, and can also do plumbing work. So those are the type of contractors that I look for to work with, is people who have their own employees. And that's been really, really successful for us. Somebody else had a question, right? Nope? Okay. Okay, when it's time to sell our projects, we don't let anyone outside our organization control our process. Like I said earlier, we control everything. We don't give up control of anything. We control our listing. Here's just some information on our listing, listing language. We provide the pictures, we provide the agent remarks, and we tell them basically who our preferred lender is. And like this one says, alarm code on keychain, lockbox, FHA ready, per seller, buyer must be pre-approved, the pre-approved lender at. And we got lender's information, lender's email, lender's phone number. Their current lender's pre-approval letter must also be attached. Please send 8-page RPA, EMV pre-approvals, or POFs to agent email. It's an investor flip, sold as is. Only lender required repairs will be approved, and then alarm is not included in sale. So this goes on every single listing we do, whether it's an in-house listing or an outside agent. We want them to pre-approve through our preferred lender because we want to make sure that their Aunt Marge did not write them their pre-approval letter. We want to make sure that if we're going to get to the finish line, that we're okay. I don't care if they use their own lender in the transaction. We just want to make sure that they're good, they're solid. And so one of the cool things about our pre-approved lender is they'll tell us, say we got multiple offers, we got 5 of them, one's super, super high, one's kind of in the middle, and one's super low, right? Well, maybe the one that's in the middle is the best offer because they're the strongest buyer. And that's really what we want to know. The guy that's super high but might fall out, along the way, I'd rather go with the one that maybe just a little bit lower, but I know we'll get to the finish line. So those are the things, that we're making decisions on information. We want to make sure we're making decisions on the right information. So for us, it's very important that we control everything. And we do that all the way through. We even designate who the escrow company is going to be when we buy and when we sell. Yeah. Okay, so who rehabs here? Okay, how many of you got repair requests? How many people have gotten ridiculous repair requests? Okay, that's why. But I'll tell you, I'll elaborate on that. So what this is, okay, so systems in your organizations are boundaries. Okay, they're a box with which you operate in. And this is one of our boundaries in our organization. So what we're doing is we're setting a standard. So when we get a crazy repair request, we say, look, it said only lender required repairs are going to be made. Now, these things are kind of crazy, right? I mean, we don't use those words, but we kind of say it that way. It's like, we're not going to do this, no. But we'll do all the other stuff, and we'll do these too. And it gives us negotiating power. It gives us control. And so it's designed for that control, where we can say, look, it said lender required repairs only. We'll be reasonable. We'll be absolutely reasonable. We'll do a few more things, no big deal. But you got to be reasonable too. So we're establishing control before the conversation even starts. It's like, who follows John Martinez? Anybody know who John Martinez is here? Okay, John Martinez is one of the go-to sales trainers when it comes to acquisitions in this industry right now. And he talks a lot about advanced agreements. I know a lot of people in sales talk about advanced agreements, right? When you're talking to a seller, this is probably going to take about an hour. Is that going to be okay with you? So you're going to, let's make sure you have all decision makers there. Those kind of things are advanced agreements, right? This is an advanced agreement. When you're making an offer on this property, that our expectation is you're not going to get all crazy with the repair request. Did I answer you? Yeah? You good? Okay. So, when we're building our team, we don't hire for the experience. I hire for the person. I think the biggest mistake anybody can make is hiring somebody for the experience and trying to put them in their organization. A couple of things happen. Usually they want to do it their way. And, that just never works out. So the best people in my organization have been developed. They've been green. They have had zero real estate experience. Some of them haven't had any real work experience, but they were great people. They had a good head on their shoulders. They were teachable and coachable, and we were able to develop them into the people we need in our organization. So we always look for the person first. Can you think? Can you make decisions? Are you teachable and coachable? Do you fit our culture? That's my priority. I can teach you everything else. I can't teach you to be loyal and hardworking, right? I can't teach you to have the capacity to make a decision. So we don't hire for the experience. We don't plug and play. We don't just set them in a position and leave them there. We train them, we work with them, we counsel them, we coach them, we redirect them in our organization. We spend the time to develop them. We don't make fail a four-letter word. That was really hard for me, in the beginning as a business owner. But I actually am okay with my team making mistakes. Our culture, our organization is that, people are allowed to make a decision and it's wrong and it'd be wrong. Now, obviously, I'm not crazy. I don't let them make decisions that are going to damage, to be detrimental to my business. But they're allowed to make mistakes and learn from them. And there are many times where I will watch them make a decision that's not going to go the way they expect it to go and let them do it. Believe it or not. Okay? As parents, sometimes do that with our kids, right? So, how did we learn? We learn by making mistakes. I'm a failure. I failed miserably many times. And the reason why I can run a business is because of that. So many times, Lucius, my project manager, called me and said, hey, what would you do? And I'm like, it's your call. Well, what if it goes wrong? Well, then it goes wrong. It's the only way he's going to learn. He's not going to be able to run. Now he runs the whole rehab side. I don't have to deal with it. I don't see the houses. I don't know where they're at. I couldn't tell you the cross streets. And the reason why is because I can count on him, and I would not be able to count on him if he was still counting on me to make the decisions for him. I don't do anything else that someone else can do. I've learned that, if I can plug somebody else into that position, the better use of my time is to move on to something else. And don't be a bottleneck in your organization. So as business owners, again, that's the hardest thing. We don't want people to make mistakes. We don't want them to fail. We want to make sure they clear everything through us, right? That's not the most efficient way to run a business. That's not the most successful way to run a business. If your team is counting on you, so I'm here tonight, and I flew home last night from Nashville, and I was in Nashville from Thursday to Sunday. My team was waiting on me to make a decision from Thursday to today. I'm not going to be back in the office until tomorrow. So what would be happening in my organization right now? I'd be stalled. My company runs without me. I'm usually gone the entire 6 weeks between the middle of June to the end of July. I'm going to be in South Africa for a week in May. I'm doing all kinds of crazy stuff, and my business still runs. It wouldn't run if I was the bottleneck in my organization, if I was the decision maker. You have to empower people in your organization to make decisions, and you have to be okay with the results. And that's been very successful for me. And I always use this analogy, basically, that, you have a hill, right? And as business owners, we're responsible for taking the cart up that hill. That's our business. We build a business. We put, money and employees and things and widgets and whatnot in the back of that cart, and we're carrying it up the hill. We get to the top of that hill, and we start to come over the other side. we think we're responsible for taking the cart down the hill. We're not. What happens if you get out of the way of that cart? It's going to move a hell of a lot faster without you, right? So as business owners, you got to realize that. Once you've done your job, once you've built your team, get out of the way. Don't be a bottleneck. And that's probably the defining moment in my business when I got out of the way. Because I really sucked, believe it or not. And I hired people that are a lot better than I was. And that's been huge for me. And then I don't expect them to be me. Again, kind of a trend here, right? Don't make hell for a word, get out of the way, don't expect it to be you. I had a manager tell me this. I was an assistant manager at Black Angus, and wanted everybody to be just like, I would do this, and I would do that, and I'd be here early, and I'd stay late, and he's like, they're not you. And that didn't really dawn on me. That little simple phrase he said, it didn't dawn on me until years later. It's like, they're not going to be me, and that's okay. There are Fortune 500 companies running, making millions of dollars a year without me. There are successful people out there doing successful things without me. So if I can put a team together that can do things differently than I would, that's okay. As long as they're doing it in a way that's successful for them and making me money. So there are no limits to what you can do or where you can go if you don't mind who gets the credits. So I just wanted to think of that for a minute. Any questions about teams? No? All right. My first hire was Lucius, project manager. So, but if you want to know, if you haven't hired anybody and the question is, who should your first hire be? The answer is, what do you suck at? What do you hate to do? What makes you miserable? That's what if you're scared to death to answer the phone and you're throwing the phone every time it rings, then a lead manager should probably be your first hire. If you're terrible at talking to sellers when you're in their property and you can't get through your words, then your first hire should be an acquisitions person. If you're an ADD person like me who basically works in a hot mess, then you probably want somebody that manages your office for you. So it just depends on what you suck at, right? You offload the thing you suck and hate the worst first, and then you kind of go from there. So, okay. So here's the truth. I am a failure, okay? And that's okay. I failed big many times in my life. I'm still making really good money. I want that to sink in. Failure is not a four-letter word. Well, it's obviously not a four-letter word, but it's not a four-letter word. Everything that makes my business successful today came from some kind of failure. It was always a lesson. Our systems and our organization, the language we have in our listing agreements came from the fact that we were getting crazy repair requests. Some of the other systems in our organization, like our project manager having to see a project and confirm the budget before we close on it for rehab, came from the fact that we closed on properties we shouldn't have closed on. And we were lucky to make money on them. So every single thing that happens good in my organization, the way I hire and why I hire, came from me hiring the wrong people. So it came from failure. Some of the things that I learned through this process. So when I was back broke, I was hustling, right? We're hustlers, we're trying to hold it together, we're proud of it. I realized that owning the hustle mentally meant staying broke, and there was really no way to have one without the other. So I shed that there on the spot, and I wasn't going to hustle anymore, I was going to build, right? It's a mindset change. What drove me to a successful business was focusing on the things, the goals, the opportunities, and not just hustling to hold it all together. I had to change what I was fighting for. The battles had to be bigger than the moments right in front of me. So I had to basically get rid of the survival mode mindset. I had to change my focus from life's little scrimmages to the things I really wanted to have in life. My goals had to be bigger than the moments. I had to change my mindset and act as if. I sat in my first meeting with my first private money lender, and I was like, I got this. I'm going to build this company, and you can back me or not. It's up to you. I mean, I had to own it. I had to act as if I already had success, and I went out into the world with all the confidence that brought. I'm not talking about fake it till you make it. I literally owned what I was going to become. Yeah. This is powerful for me, okay? Even now where I'm at in my life and in my organization, there's still that next level of things that I want to do that's very scary. And, it's very intimidating. And I have to sometimes check myself and say, you got this. And then I do. When I started the podcast, I probably procrastinated a lot longer than I should have because I was scared. What if nobody listens, right? What if this and this? What if that? Yeah. Being where I'm at in my business basically has the podcast shaped the growth of my business or has it hindered it, basically was the question, all right? So, so the podcast is a lot of work. Because you piddle around, I've done some things. It is a lot of work. It is very time consuming. But it's created a lot of relationships. I've never pitched deals or asked for private money on my podcast. So it hasn't opened doors to opportunities like that, but it's opened doors to relationships where you and I met because of my podcast and your podcast. So, so it's opened the doors to opportunities. I would be here speaking to all of you wonderful people who wasn't probably for the podcast. So in that aspect, yeah, it's opened a lot of doors to opportunities. For me, the reason why I failed the first time is because I didn't pay attention to my core competency as a business owner, and I was doing too many things. I mean, who opens a restaurant and nightclub, right? I mean, this guy. So, so you're making plenty of money flipping houses, you open a restaurant, yeah. So anyway, so when my business started to get to a point where it wasn't taking a lot of my time and I started getting kind of antsy, I was like, okay, what can I do that keeps me in my core competency? And so the podcast really keeps me focused on the business at hand. And I get to talk to so many incredibly wonderful people too. So, but yeah, that's what it's done for me. So it's more kept me on track, I guess. And the other thing is I have a studio in my office, so it's not like I'm going, anywhere else than work when I do it. So, yeah. We're not changing it too much. We did add wholesale in 2018, and we're wholesalers now. We were always rehabbers before that. And we're wholesalers now because we wanted more so to capitalize on the leads that we were getting and throwing away, but also to position ourselves as a company in case rehabbing became ineffective. There's always a point where adding value is not as effective because when you move properties, and then you have to go back to adding value at some point. So the answer to the question is we haven't shifted that much, but like I said earlier, we used to comp about 6 months back, now we're looking 2-3 months back. We never looked forward. A lot of people will go, well, the market's really hot right now, and if I sell this in July, it's January, if I sell this in July, I get $10,000 more. We've never done that. So now we're looking back, we're being a little more conservative about how we buy, we're making sure that we're controlling our timeline super, super tight, and we're just watching really close. So I haven't changed much yet, but that doesn't mean that I won't change on a dime if I see any reason that I need to make a significant change. Yeah. Right now, but I'm also really conservative in my ARVs. Even when the market's not hot, we usually sell for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 more than we're anticipating because we're conservative, we don't guess. And I'm very conservative in I always pad my numbers. So, I guess the answer to the question of is my business changing, much now with what the market's doing is I've always been super conservative anyway, so there's not much for me to change yet, but I'm watching really close. Okay. So most of all, I own my value. We all have value to bring to the table. In any relationship, I took a true and honest assessment of what that value was, and I owned it with all the strength and confidence that came with it. And I like to use the example of sitting down with private money lenders. When you're, as far as owning your value. Whenever you are sitting down with somebody, like you're a newer investor, you're sitting down with a private money lender, how many of you guys feel like they're the ones with all the gold? They're the ones holding all the value. How many of you or at least ever felt that way when you first got started, right? So you sit down, you feel like you're lesser than. And for me, what's been powerful for me, and it's become more so powerful, obviously, as I've gotten a strong track record, is I understand we're on an equal playing field. Whenever we have a meeting, They're bringing value to the table, I'm bringing value to the table. And it becomes a conversation about whether or not our goals align. Not me trying to sell a property, and pitch a property. It becomes a conversation about whether or not our goals are aligned. Are we trying to accomplish the same thing? Are we in line with each other? Can we work together? Are my systems going to make you crazy? Or what your expectations are, they make me crazy? That's what the conversation becomes about. When you own your value in a conversation, it becomes more so about whether or not goals are aligned instead of trying to hopefully desperately pull somebody into your direction. And whether that's working with sellers, private money lenders, contractors. Sometimes contractors will try to rail you, and because they got the experience and you don't. So owning your value, what you're bringing to the table, you do that with confidence, and it makes you much more successful in your business, with your team, everything. Own who you are, own what you're bringing to the table. Even if you don't know yet exactly what you're supposed to be doing, you still have the guts to put yourself out there and do it, own it. That's been extremely powerful for me as a person in my life and in business. So, sometimes the hardest moments of our lives, sometimes it's the hardest moments of our lives that truly have the best outcomes. When I look at 2008, 2010, when I lost everything, believe it or not, I wouldn't have changed. I would not change anything for the world. What I went through, what I put my family through, I wouldn't change it. It has made me a better husband, better father, better business person. My business today runs better, more efficiently. It makes me a lot more money than my business did before the crash. So, yeah. And then I love sharing this quote. Ever tried, ever failed, no matter what, try again, fail better. You notice the theme? And then that's it. Thank you. My contact information is there. Yeah. We use Podio for the acquisition side of the business. And then once we transition over, once property gets in the contract, we use Slack for all of our communications from that point. And you set up a channel by property, and it's really, really neat. So you can run transaction coordination into rehab through the sales process and back into transaction coordination all through Slack. Yeah. What was the first thing I did to get a deal? So I posted an ad on Craigslist to find a private money lender was my first step. I was sitting in a chair in the living room in the middle of the day with nothing to do, and I opened up, put an ad on Craigslist for private money lenders. You're going to get people that are going to be people you don't want to talk to. If somebody's got a cousin in some other country, who's got money sitting in the bedroom, that's not somebody you want to talk to. But I got 6 people who called that were people worth talking to. My time's up. And then one of them I had coffee with, and he, after several meetings, he agreed to back me. And I went out and I networked. And I actually got my first deal through an agent. It was off market. It was a pocket listing. And that was how I got my first one. My next 2 are kind of the same way, actually. And then my next couple were through wholesalers. So, and then I started doing other marketing. But networking really was how I built my business. If you think about it, if you can build a relationship with one agent who brings you 3 deals a year, just 3, okay? Now you do that 10 times, you're doing 30 deals a year through agents. And when I say pocket listings, I don't just mean go to an agent and say, hey, give it to me before you put it on the MLS. I mean like, hey, that thing might fall out of escrow, and if it does, you need somebody to close quick, call me. Or do you have somebody that has a home and it's a hoarder home, they don't want anybody walking through it, they don't really want to put it in MLS, call me. And you get just a handful of those relationships and they start to stack. So, I call them follow my lap properties because they call me all the time. They're like, hey, I got this deal and it's yours if you're able to do this, or what would you pay, that kind of thing. So, one slide. So, anyway, This is my contact information. If you want to email me, you're welcome to call. If you are looking to do any deals or anything like that, you do deals. So, and then if you ever want to ask me questions, I do a Q&A for the podcast. I hope that's okay to throw out there. But if you want to come on, just talk about info, you can actually book. Come on, ask me whatever you want. The catch is I'm going to air it. And yeah, that's all I got. So, oh, there you go. Absolutely.
We working? Yeah, so Don's agreed. We always send our slides out to everybody who attends. As part of when you check in, we got your contact information. So Don's agreed we'll provide his slides with those as well. So let's hear it again for Don Costa. That was I love the mindset stuff. So many people talk about the mechanics of the business and don't get into the mindset. I know Jen's a big mindset person, so I know we love that part of it. So awesome, thank you. So that was high volume real estate investing. Pretty impressive. All right, anybody want to share any wins since the last time we met? Anybody do any deals? Besides Don? Why don't you come up? Make it easier. Easier on these guys, at least.
How's it going? My name's Keelan, and today I just closed my first deal as a realtor. So, yeah. It was supposed to close about a week ago, but what's up, man? It was supposed to close about a week ago, but you know, through unforeseen circumstances, as you guys may know, things happen. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
All right, Ryan. Where'd Ryan go? Anybody else have any wins that want to share? Come on up. No wins? All righty. You got a win? Matt? Oh, fantastic. Yay. All right. Anybody have anything to pitch? You have any deals to pitch? All righty. Any other vendors? Do we have any construction people in here? That's the one thing I get a lot of questions about, and I think we need to get more vendors. Yeah, come on up.
Hi, everybody. My name is Omar Power. Anybody here do infill development or land development? No, land development, infill land development. Okay, I've got a 1.3 acre piece that I have a contract on. You can probably put, I'm looking to put it, I would say about 6 to 8 homes on it, maybe 10. And I've kind of developed a special process for doing infill land development. I just started this process about, actually late last year. Typically when you're doing land development, it can take you anywhere from 3 to 6 months, sometimes even a year, sometimes even longer. But if you're taking a piece of, say, a 1 acre piece of land, you can actually do a lot line adjustment on that piece. Just carve, let's say if the property is zoned R1, for instance, let's say I'll take the city of Sacramento. In an R1 zone, the smallest lot size will be 5,200 square feet. So you can actually carve out that 5,200 square feet, build a house on it. That process will take anywhere from 2 to 3 months, maybe 4. Actually build a house on that small lot, and you can sell that outright. So that process allows you to mitigate your exposure, number one. Number two, it frees you from having to wait for another 6 months, 9 months, until that tentative subdivision map is approved. And at that point, then you can develop the other lots. So I've got this piece, a little over an acre. I'm looking for a partner on it, or some private money, about $100,000. My phone number is 916-410-4533. This is the second one. I'm doing one right now as we speak. This is the second one I'm trying to do. 916-410-4533. Thank you.
Ryan, you stuck out. You said you have a win you want to share? Come on up.
All right, my name is Ryan Nickel. I wasn't here for the introduction, and I help wholesalers sell their skinny deals fast. I actually make them a lot of money. So my win actually is I bought a skinny deal. If you don't know what a skinny deal is, you can see me afterwards, or if you have a skinny deal, we can talk afterwards. But here's the win. So I had a wholesaler call me. He had a lady that needed to sell her house desperately. It was right at market. She owed $150 on it. It was worth $150. And he's like, look, she's never late on payment. She's current, but I can't do anything with it, and you referred to me, so let's see what you can do. So I actually bought it sight unseen. I've never been to the house. It's in some like rural community in like the Mojave Desert. So the seller did everything for me. She showed the house to the people that I had lined up, and she went and did all of the mobile notary stuff, and she also collected the check, mailed me everything, and got all the packet, like totally like awesome. So it was a total win for me because I've never done a virtual deal before, and that was my first actual true virtual deal. And I'm realizing like I can expand way farther than I actually realized. So I'm looking to grow my my skinny portfolio.
All right, anybody else? All righty then. Up. Jen?
We got a deal in Philadelphia. It is a multiple occupancy home. We're looking for some private money, $75,000. If you guys are interested in any out of state, please give me a call.
Oh, all right.
Hey guys, my name is Ari Zeman, and done a few deals with some of you guys out here, but I'm a private lender. I work with a small group called Orchard Funding, and we fund up to 90% of your purchase, 90% of your rehab. We're a small team, we're well capitalized. We have about $60 million we're looking to invest here in California. There's 7 states we invest in. And it's a straightforward process, no junk fees, and happy to talk to you guys if anybody's interested. You can email me, it's Ari, just A-R-I, at orchardfunding.com. Thanks a lot.
All righty, anybody have any resource recommendations? Anybody read any good books? Podcasts, software, courses? Flip Talk. Funny you should mention that. That's my pick of the week. Great podcast. I think you guys all get a flavor of what it might be about, so definitely recommend that. Also, with the changing economy, and I can't recommend this book. I put it up there once earlier in the year, but this is a fantastic book about understanding the what I consider one of the biggest scams perpetrated on the American culture, which is known as the 401k. Check it out. It's an awesome book. Jen, you want to tell us about the Real Estate Roundtable Book Club?
Thank you. Next week at Temple Coffee, we're going to be going over Crushing It. It's a free meeting, and it's a great way to really connect in an intimate group. I have some people that have been there. What do you guys think of the book club? Awesome. So I hope to see you guys all there. Thank you.
Yeah, I've been listening to the audio version of that book, and it's really good. He's got a very unique perspective on it, and he's another guy that came from nothing and built it. So I like hearing those stories. So we have a Real Estate Roundtable Facebook page. If you haven't checked it out, please do so. Also, all the video content and links to the Facebook Live will be available there. Also, people are sharing deals there and connecting and networking there as well. So if you haven't done so, please join us there. Also, we're a meetup. That's actually where we attract a lot of our new members. But I wanted to put this up here. So far, we've got 117 straight 5-star reviews. So thank you all for appreciating and supporting the group. And also, as of this week, we started a YouTube channel. So thanks to particularly Jen and Colton and Steve, my brother, stepbrother. They've been cranking out some awesome video content. Jen has been pushing me on this for a year now, and we're finally getting it together, and we have so much great video content that we're going to start populating our YouTube channel. So I have a request for you. Google has a requirement that you have to hit over 100 subscribers before they open up a lot of the features available from the producer side. When you get these slides, all these are clickable links. So if you wouldn't mind, I'll follow up with some emails too. But we need to get some subscribers on our page so we can open up those additional features. Besides, the content will be great. The first videos we put up there are great. They're, in fact, during the meetings, we have interviews that Jen does with prominent members of our community and our guest speakers, and they're really good. And I have to say that they're really funny too, particularly Ryan. Ryan is so good on camera. Tomorrow, actually, since Joel's sitting right here, why don't you give us a little heads up on this?
Yeah, what's going on in the market this year? Yeah, I had the same problem. So every year I've got, well, for the last couple of years, I've gone to a commercial meeting where they talk about the market, what happened the previous year and what's going to happen next year. And every year I think, how come we don't have this for residential? So at the end of last year, I decided I was just going to put it together. So tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning, please come earlier than that so we don't have a lot of people coming right at 9. But at 9 o'clock it starts. We've got 5 great presenters. This is what I wanted to know. I've been studying the market for more than 10 years, probably about 15 years, to try and understand. I'm a residential real estate broker. I like to know what's going on in the market. It helps me with my clients to be able to market forward, put their listings at the highest possible amount, or help the buyers to pay the least amount possible. And knowing this kind of stuff helps me to be able to gauge that time in the marketplace. Well, we're kind of at a crazy time. I want to know what it is, so I put this together. So you're all invited. It's free. We have 35 extra tickets that we did not put online, so you can just come to the door and show up and bring your friends. Thank you. I'm sorry, it's at Crown Plaza Hotel, right at 50 and 80. It's the one that used to have the airplane on top. I always say 50. 80 and... Thank you, Madison. Forgive me for I have sinned. Anyway, hope to see some of you there tomorrow.
Alrighty. So are you guys clear on that? Crown Plaza Hotel, Madison and 80. It's where NorCal RIA is, so if you've been there, same hotel. Alrighty. Also, this isn't until March, but Bruce Norris is coming to the NorCal RIA, and as Joel just mentioned, as far as understanding what's going on in this market, there's probably nobody better than Bruce Norris. And they open up extra space there. It's the biggest event that they have at NorCal, and it's great. So I just wanted to put this on your radar so you guys can attend that. Oh, what's that? All right, the coming up meetup. So our next meetup will be on February 11th. We're going to have Alexander Munn. He's a local real estate attorney. Be talking about the changes that are affecting real estate for 2019. Followed by that, we're going to have a market update with Ryan Lindquist. He'll be one of the speakers there tomorrow. Who here reads the Sacramento appraisal blog? You guys should be. It's probably our best local resource on what's going on with the real estate market. And Ryan is great, and he's funny. So he takes what could otherwise be pretty dry material and make it really fun. So we're super excited to have him here talking about what's going on with our local market. And then followed by that, we're going to bring back the tabletop mastermind discussions. We did that back in fourth quarter last year, and it was one of our most popular events. That's where we have industry leaders from our very own community facilitate discussions around your various areas in real estate, whether it be wholesaling, flipping, multifamily, whatnot. So that'll be on March 8th. Anybody have any aha moments tonight that they want to share? Any light bulbs go off? I just have to say that my aha moment is Don Costa is freaking awesome. You know what I have to say? We line up a lot of speakers. And he was so great to work with. We did our first attempt ever to do a Facebook Live interview ahead of time that Jen did, and that was great. And just your willingness to work with us on all this, and it's just been a pleasure having you here. So, anybody else? Any light bulbs go off? So we helped one person tonight.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lonnie Horn. I'm with Keller Williams Realty. I am a licensed real estate agent. My aha moment was sitting here listening to you guys, looking around, seeing all these resources, and realize I'm walking out of here without reaching out and letting you guys know that I'm here and I'm open to work with any wholesalers, any investors. I am that what do they call it? Investor-friendly realtor that you guys are looking for. So we have to stop doing ourselves a disservice and coming to places like this and sitting quiet. I've been enjoying conversation with this wonderful young lady next to me, and I thought, why not put it out here? So also on February 7th, my brokerage, we're in Elk Grove, we're hosting a event that I hope some of you guys can come out to. And Lance Loken and Karina Loken, they sold over 2,000 homes last year. They're doing a presentation, and it's only $15, and it actually gets you a meal. So you're really paying for your meal and coming and get some great information. So thank you, Don. I appreciate everything you've given us tonight. Appreciate you guys. And I'm Lonnie Horn. If any of you guys want my information, I'm in the back by the bar.
That's awesome. Way to step up and take advantage of the opportunity. And if you give me that information, we'll put it on our Facebook group page. Alrighty. I always get asked what my contact information is, so I just wanted to put it up there so when the slides go out, you'll have it also. In addition to real estate investing, many of you know that my family has this ridiculous hobby farm where we have raw cows, goats, sheep milk. We make about 1,000 pounds of cheese. And we grow all sorts of organic meat, beef, pork, lamb. So Ryan keeps putting pictures up on his Facebook feed of his kids in places like Taco Bell, and I'm like, oh my God, those poor kids are probably starving to death. So when I go down to see him, I bring him some meat. Right, exactly. Way to work it. And then also, we run an Airbnb on our farm as well that's hugely successful. So if you're up in we're in Nevada County in Grass Valley, particularly those of you with young children, Ryan Nickel, you know what's better than Vegas? Our farm. So you might want to take the family up there. We've had about 60 baby goats and lambs in the last about 40 days. So it's a really fun time for kids on the farm. Steve lives on it's like a compound, so we got 3 different families living there. But anyways, I just wanted to make sure you guys had this information. Please feel free to reach out to me. In fact, last year we had a whole bunch of people that were getting into troubled deals, and they come to our meeting at the 11th hour, and we're like, why didn't you reach out to someone in the group? There are so many resources here, and so many people willing to help and give back. And there's no reason why you should be afraid or embarrassed to reach out. It's better to be embarrassed to reach out to somebody for help than lose money in a deal. Anyways, so with that being said, good night. Go out and make great things happen. We got the room till 10, so please stay in network. We appreciate you all for coming out, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Audio.